Good morning, all. Today, I am starting second part of the second unit. First part completely operations management. It's already over with previous class. So now I am starting the second part of the second unit is materials management. So materials is very important resource in any type of business, in product oriented business, because without raw material you are unable to produce any type of goods. So the effective management of the materials always gives a good profits to the organization. So you must control the wastage of the materials in the production. Then only we are getting maximum profits in the business. So in any type of business, there are four important resources. Already I told you so many times: man, material, machine, money. In operations management, we are studying about man and machines, and money. That is different one, because that is also important resource, but that is different from with. Okay, because these three are the components, and man is also one resource, but money is different. Okay, so money is completely purely related to the accounts and finance department, that people are taking care about the money. So but the three remaining things are completely managed by the managers, because these three are in the hands of managers, effective managers. So these four resources are very important. Materials is also one of the important resource from these four. These four will be simply called as 4M's. Simply called as 4M's. So then materials management. Before we go for that, first what is the definition of the materials? So materials refers to inputs into the production process, most of which are embodied in the finished goods being manufactured. So materials are nothing but one of the important input in the production process. So we are giving man, material, money, machines. These are the inputs, and after processing, we are getting finished product or semi-finished product, whatever it may be, or any output that will be called as output. Then it may be raw materials, work in progress, finished goods or spare parts and components, or operating supplies such as lubricating oil, cleaning materials and others required for maintenance and repairs. So that is in the form of raw material, or that is in the form of work in progress, or that is in the form of finished goods. That means it is completed and they are ready to use, and spare parts and components and operating supplies such as lubricating oil. Lubricating oil is also one of the important thing. So for the lubricating purpose, we are using that, and machine oil and engine oil. These are also comes under operating supplies. And cleaning materials. So those who are used for cleaning purpose, that are also called cleaning materials. That is also a product. That is also one type of good material. And others required for maintenance and repairs. So and which are required for maintenance and repair also, that will be also treated as materials. So without all these things, you can't do manufacturing process. These are all very important in the manufacturing process. Without any of these things, we are unable to continue the production process or manufacturing process. And the definition of material management. So definition of material management is, first we are we see the definition of materials, and now we see about definition of materials management. So materials management deals with controlling and regulating the flow of materials in relation to changes in variables like demand, prices, availability, quality, delivery schedules, etc. So material management is nothing but controlling the flow and controlling and regulating the flow of materials. Okay. So generally materials are always flow from one stage to another stage. So because they are always processed. So after processing only material will be become as a product. Okay. So that's why there is a number of phases in the production process. So each and every process, the raw materials will be changed, and also raw material will be flow from one phase to another phase. In this regard, there is some changes in variables like demand, prices, availability, quality, delivery schedules, etc. So one side the materials are flow, and another side there are some changes in the demand of the raw material and the price of the raw material. Suppose at the time of starting the product, the raw material cost is some suppose 100 rupees, kilo is 100 rupees. After that second bunch you start, then the raw material cost will be changed and increased to 20 rupees. That means total cost is 120 rupees. Okay. So then ultimately it shows impact on the production cost. So how you calculate the material price is we see in the next classes, coming classes. So then next important thing is availability of the raw material. That is also important. So raw material is available or not according to our requirement, and quality of the raw material, that is also important. So raw material is available in lower cost in some from some suppliers, but that is not a that is not a good quality raw material. So then ultimately our product is also less quality product. Okay. So if you are using good quality raw material, then ultimately your product is also good. Otherwise, the same thing will be reflected in the final product. So under delivery schedules. So delivery schedules are important. According to the delivery schedules, then you need to produce, or you need to plan the production according to the delivery schedule. That is very, very important. What time you have to promise to the customer, according to that you have to deliver the product. Then only customer trust and put some reliability on the manufacturer. Otherwise, customer does not continue to buy your product, because you are not giving a good service, or you are not deliver the product according to the delivery schedule, what time you have to promise. Then you lost the trust of the customer. That is also important. So according to that, you have to delivery schedule, you have to plan, and you have to maintain the raw materials and all the things. Then only you supply the product to the customer according to the delivery schedule. That is very, very important. So these are all comes under materials management. Then next one, objectives of Objectives of materials management. So what are the objectives? So first one, minimization of material cost. The very important objective is, very basic objective is minimization of material cost. You are selecting good quality raw materials at best cost. That is very, very important. So if the price is very low, then ultimately the quality is also low. So price is comfortable and economical, and also raw material is having a good quality. That is important. Both you have to maintain. Okay. So according to that, you have to plan. Okay. So the material cost, how to minimize the material cost. Okay. So then only you are getting the maximum profits from the product. Okay. That is very, very important. So the major important things in the production is man and material. So you are using or utilize the maximum efficiency and effectiveness of the employee up to 100% without wasting any time and without wasting any raw material. That is completely in the hands of worker or employee. So and you have to minimize the material cost. That's in your hand. So you have to bargain the supplier. There is a chance, there is any chance to cut the price of the raw material. So you are asking, the manufacturer is always asking and bargain. So please give any discount or any subsidy on the price. Then that money, the discounted money is profit to the manufacturer or owner. So it ultimately shows impact on the price of the product, because the production cost is low. Then you are also provide a low cost or a low price product to the customer. Then to reduce inventory for use in production process and to develop high inventory turnover ratios. So after that, to reduce inventory for use in production process and to develop high inventory turnover ratios. So you have to control the use of inventory. So there is no wastage in the inventory. So and also develop a high inventory turnover ratio. So we are always maintain inventory in a good level. So there is no shortage of the inventory. So that is important thing. Then after that, to procure materials of desired quality when required at lowest possible overall cost of the country. So to procure materials of desired quality, that is important one. You don't compromise the quality of the raw material if it is required at lowest possible overall cost of the country. You identify and you search the maximum lowest cost overall cost in the country. So after find out that overall possible lowest possible of overall cost, then according to that you have to pay the supplier for raw materials. Okay, so that is important one. Okay, so then to reduce paperwork procedure in order to minimize delays in procuring materials, so you have to reduce paperwork. So in order to minimize delays in procuring materials, so you put a order in online, so you reduce paperwork. So the email or some web application are they there at present, and the technology is changed, and from your mobile also you have to put order for the materials. So according to that, ultimately you reduce the paperwork procedure. So paperwork procedure in order to minimize delays in procuring materials. So in this way, when reducing paperwork, ultimately it minimizes the delays in procuring materials. Then to note changes in market conditions and other factors affecting the concern. And after that, you have to note changes in market conditions. What are the changes occurred in the market and other factors affecting the business, and what are the other factors also affecting the materials? That is important one. After that, the purchase, receive, transport, store materials efficiently. Okay. So the purchase, receive, transport, store materials efficiently. So you have to plan, purchase and receive and transport and store materials in an effective manner. And after that, to reduce cost through specification, simplification, standardization, value analysis. So after that, to reduce cost through simplification. So you have to simplify your product or simplified process, and standardization. So standardization is also very, very important. So standardization and value analysis. So to analyze the value of the product, or to know the value of that product, how much value the product is having, through the done through the value analysis. And next one, to conduct studies in new areas. Example, equality, consumption and cost of materials, so as to minimize cost of production. Suppose you are conducting, suppose we need to conduct studies in new areas. That means you have to conduct studies or regularly conduct studies on new areas. Example, equality, consumption and cost of materials, so as to minimize cost of production. So finally you are having equality of consumption and cost, then ultimately, so as to minimize cost of production, then ultimately we minimize the cost of production. So then you control the material cost, ultimately it leads to minimization of cost of production. That is very, very important thing. So these are the objectives of materials management. And next that, so how the production process is going on. So purchase, inventory control, material handling, after that production, and again it comes to purchasing. So one phase is completed after production, then again the cycle is repeated: purchasing, inventory control, material handling. So this is the simple diagrammatic representation of materials management concept. Then next one, functions of materials management. So what are the different types of functions of materials management is, first one, material planning and programming. So before you are going to the material planning, so first in the material planning, first step is So already I told you. So according to the requirement, you have to maintain the materials and present not only present requirement, future requirement also, and you have to estimate the demand in a regular manner. So that is also important. So that means materials planning and programming. You have to plan the materials, plan everything for materials, how they are effectively utilized, and also programming. So they you have to maintain a logical sequence through the programming. Then second one, purchasing materials, inspection of materials. After that, purchasing of raw material. Next, inspection of raw material. Then inspection of materials. So then after that, filtering, inspection of materials is also very important. So you have to inspect the raw materials for the purpose of how to identify the defective or any quality less raw material. You have to identify done through the inspection of materials. So functions of raw materials, and fourth one is classification, codification and standardization in stores. That is also important factor. So you have to classify the products into category wise. That means you have to divide the products category wise. So according to that, you have give the codes to that product. So codification and standardization in stores. That means you have to maintain the standards in the court. Then standardization is classification, codification, standardization is important in the stores. These three we have to maintain, and storage of materials, that is also important function. So how you store the raw materials? So in a secured manner. So if suppose is there any heavy rains, so you have to maintain the security from the rain, heavy rains, and after that fire accidents. So you have to maintain fire extinguishers, and also provide lighting facility, and some insects or something anything, some food products, those are damaged by the some insects. So that is also important. So in this way, the storage of raw materials is very important. So the storage of raw materials in a secured manner, so without any damage of the product. So fire accidents or electrical accidents, so and something like that. And issuing of raw material, another important function is issuing of raw material. So the production people or workers are came to the stores department, store, warehouse, and they are asking raw materials according to the requirement, and the materials manager will issue the materials to the required person. So that is issuing of materials. Then after that, maintenance of proper inventory records. So after that, you have to maintain proper inventory records in a transparent manner. So how much stock is came from the supplier, and we are utilizing. So to whom they are utilizing. So that is very important. So maintenance of proper inventory records, that is important one. And after that, materials receiving. So materials receiving is also important. So you have to receive the materials, and also you check the raw materials is having good quality or not, or is there any defectives in the raw materials. At the time of receiving only, you have to find out the things. Okay, so that is materials receiving is very important function in the materials management. After that, functions of materials management, after that we have to know the basic terminology of the related to the inventory management. So what is inventory? So it's defined as a comprehensive list of movable items which are required for manufacturing the products and to maintain the plant facilities in working conditions. So inventory means it is a movable item. So it compulsory movable from one place to another place. Then only it will be treated as inventory, which are required for manufacturing the products. So these are required for manufacturing the products and to maintain the plant facilities in working conditions. Okay, so that is important one. Then and to maintain the plant facilities in working conditions. Okay, that is very important. So working conditions is also important. And inventory control. So the control of inventory, the control on inventory is nothing but inventory control. You have to control. So the systematic location, storage and recording of goods in such a way the desired degree of service can be made to the operating shops at minimum ultimate cost. So inventory control is also another important thing is location, storage, and storage and recording of goods in such a way the desired degree of service can be made to the operating shops at minimum ultimate cost. So the desired degree, that means recording of goods in such a way the desired degree of service. So according to the degree of service required, and it can be made to the operating shops at minimum ultimate cost, and this is done in a minimum ultimate cost, then the inventory control process will be done in this way. Okay, so that's about inventory control. So what is the difference between inventory and product? So inventory is nothing but a goods or intermediary work. So from raw materials to finished product, that is inventory. So and product is nothing but the product is ready to use when it fulfills the needs and desires of the customer, but the inventory does not fulfill the desires and customers of the customer because it is not a ready to use product. Okay, so that's why the inventory and the product is different. So inventory is different and the product is different. So inventory is done, the product is prepared by the manufactured by the inventory only. So there is no doubt at all. but those are having different subset of meanings. That is very, very important. Then you need not, then you don't write instead of inventory, instead of product. Okay, so product is different and this one is inventory is different. So mentioned as different. Okay. So today I stopped over here. Tomorrow we will discuss about objectives of inventory management or inventory control. Okay.